when aptly named Frank Messenger arrived in Seattle in late 1936, appointed by President Franklin Roosevelt to direct the city's first Social Security field office, on his shoulders may have rested the weight of history. A veteran of World War I, then called the Great War, Messenger had served abroad as a trade negotiator for the Department of Commerce before heading the Treasury Department's procurement offices in 21 states. But in helming the nascent effort to weave a safety net for those devastated by the Great Depression, Messenger hit his stride. By early 1937, the rapidly expanding Seattle Bureau had moved from cramped Room 213 in the downtown Alaska building to take over the entire 14th floor. From that perch, Messenger delivered the New Deal's signature message of hope and promise. In a 1942 Seattle Times interview, he endorsed his office's mission. "If you like people," he said, "this is an interesting spot." Nothing gave him greater job satisfaction, he said, than telling a young widow with small children that she wouldn't lose her home, or seeing a trembling old hand sign a brand new Social Security card, or witnessing the smile of delight on a youngster's face when giving a first card to the child. This, Messenger exulted, is America. 83 years later, this message is under siege. Though insisting Social Security benefits will be protected for nearly 69 million retirees, the current administration has upended the agency, promoting falsehoods about fraud while slashing its workforce by many thousands. Online, we recently asked local recipients to sum up what Social Security means to them. Their responses: Patricia Falsetto, retired therapist. "It's not a giant Ponzi scheme, but a guaranteed income after retirement, a fund which I have personally been paying into since I was 16 years old." John Ron, retired professor. "An irreplaceable lifeline for retired people with little savings." Marcia Sanders, retired teacher. "Instead of exploding it, let's look at ways to fix it. How about raising the Social Security wage limit above $176,000? Seems like a no-brainer." Karen Kent, retired geriatric mental health therapist. "I saw many elders whose only income was Social Security. Without that income, they would end up homeless or committing suicide to avoid homelessness." Linda Beavis, retired teacher. "With Social Security under threat, it makes it much more difficult to predict or plan what my future will look like." John Owen, retired City Light engineer. "Social Security is a manifestation of some of the most important values that we share as citizens. It is a fundamental example of what makes America truly great." Our first then photo: the 14-story Alaska building, Seattle's first steel and concrete skyscraper, captured in 1920. First constructed in 1905, it was home to the Regional Social Security Administration's 14th floor offices through World War II. Smith Tower stands 1 block south. In our second then photo, President Franklin Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act on August 14, 1935, using taxation to provide a basic safeguard against the hazards and vicissitudes of life. In our third then photo, Frank Messenger, appointed by Roosevelt to direct the Seattle field office of the Social Security Administration, is seen here in Portland, Oregon in 1931. In our now photo, at the corner of 2nd and Cherry, a baker's dozen of Social Security supporters gather on a bright spring afternoon, hoisting placards. From left, Yuki Kissler, Marcia Sanders, Gordon Smith, Lee Brook, David Lee, David Jensen, Michael O'Grady, Karen Chartier, Steve Tumeyer, Jeannie Sales, Unidentified, Kathy, and Claire. The Alaska building today is home to Marriott's Courtyard Hotel.